Yo, what up, Brizzle? What's up, Joker? Welcome on in, everybody. Hopefully you guys are having a good day today. Sorry, I ran upstairs because I had to grab my drink. I left it up there. Wah, wah, wah. Wah, 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 wah. Brizzle! How you doing, brother? I don't know if you ever actually answered the question when I asked it yesterday. I think you were just like hopping in and out of stream. Did everything go well with moving? You've been up all night? Why, Joker? Playing Marvel Rivals? I preemptively just got on my walk pad, expecting it to immediately be moving already. So I like stood still for a second. I was like, whoa, what's going on? New season? Hell yeah. Well, I mean, we're relatively close. And I started early enough today to where we could do like an extra 3-hour segment. So if we end up hitting that sub goal for this week. Yo, Raspberry, well, come on in. How you doing? How you doing? What's poppin'? So I did a little bit of shiny hunting earlier today while I was watching some anime this morning. So we're over 2,000 encounters now, but still no shiny. So you guys didn't miss anything. Painting rooms today. Ooh, hell yeah. What color are you painting? Or if Charlotte come by. If Charlotte comes by and makes me play Resident Evil. Oh, it's Raw. Oh, yo. All right, sick. I just assumed it was like another new viewer who hasn't chatted before. Yo, what up? Thank you for joining the Discord server yesterday, too. I don't know why my brain didn't translate your username, because I'm pretty sure it's similar. Yeah, Raw Games. Switch to here, no ads. Hell yeah. No ads is where it's at. I will say, I went the longest time without getting YouTube Premium, and I don't think I can ever go back. I got it recently because... So, this is such a silly reason, right? But I was watching Rich's stream the other day. It was sometime last week. And I referenced the whole technology is always advancing joke. And he was like, dude, I need that clip for my BRB screen. And I said, I'm pretty sure it's in episode 3, like somewhere in the middle. I can try to find it. And to save time... Yo, Joker with the gifty! Oh, notifications work. Sick. I did nothing. I changed nothing. They just miraculously started working on Twitch again, so that's good to know. But thank you for the gift sub, Joker. That'll put us up to 14 out of 20 for the week. But like, so because I was going to go, I was like, I'm dedicated to find this clip for Rich. So when I got home, I was like, what's the fastest way that I can scrub through these videos? And I was like, well, if I buy premium, I can get like triple and quadruple speeds to watch videos. So I did that and somehow pulled it out of my ass because I straight up I told Rich, I was like, I'm like 90% sure it's in episode 3. And it was in episode 3 halfway through. I don't know how I pulled that shit out of my ass, but I did. And it was awesome. Anyway, now, long story short, I have premium because I was finding the clip for Rich and I was just trying to be fast about it. And now I know what it's like to not have to watch a million ads every time I watch a video on YouTube, so it's definitely worth it if anybody is questioning. I think it's mostly me who got the sub goal of 14. Well, it was you, and then yesterday, I think it was Batch. Was that their name? They dropped 5 members on YouTube. Speaking of which, I don't know if it's just a difference in how YouTube does it than Twitch, but the YouTube analytics for members is wonky. Because like when I fire up stream and everything, it shows my analytics just off of YouTube Studio, and I was like, I wonder what it shows for members now, because I haven't. The last time I had members on YouTube was like back when members was like just starting out and it was super basic, like 6, 7, 8 years ago, whatever it was. And I was like, I wonder if they changed the way that Studio looks when it comes to that. And it doesn't show anything in terms of it. So I don't know if it like, it waits to add the members after a certain period of time, or I don't know. Regardless, we're here, we're vibing, we're shiny hunting. We're doing all the damn things today. Hopefully get one of them. But like I said, so let's see, it's 4 o'clock right now. I'll probably go until about 10 or ish, somewhere around there. And then if the sub goals hit, I'll push on for like another 3 hours and do something else that you guys vote on. Speaking of which, if anybody is ever questioning whether or not you should get a walking pad for your office, if you have a standing desk, I highly recommend. Need to up the speed though, because it's pretty slow right now. There we go. All good, Normandy. Welcome on in. Enjoy your work call. Might need to get one for you. Honestly, so I need to figure out a way that I can bring my day job down here. And the only reason I can't do that necessarily is that I need 2 monitors set up for that job, and the computer that they gave us, like my work computer, it can't support 3 monitors like extra, and the way that my desk is currently positioned, I can't adjust the height of my middle monitor. So like my laptop would be covering like the lower half of my main monitor down here anyway, so it would just be super awkward. But it would be so nice if I had another standing desk upstairs. Honestly, dude, I wouldn't even mind having multiple of these in my house. Yeah, Joker, I have seen your desk. Well, I mean, technically speaking, you could get one that has like a, like what's it called? You could get one of the standing, one of the, why the thing that I'm on right now, a walking pad. What is wrong with me? You could, in theory, get one that has like a tray that you can set stuff on. And if you use a wireless mouse and keyboard, you could technically work from there. You just wouldn't have your desk in front of you. Bum, 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 bum. Do, 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 do. Second and third shift is a hotel, and most of my day is sitting at a counter. Yeah, getting the walking pad would be sick. I think it'd be interesting though if you're like, if you're standing, like, just imagine me being a front desk at a hotel. Oh, hello. You checking into your room today? Yeah. What's that? What's the name under? Can I get some proof of ID? The whole time they're talking, I'm just walking. Honestly, dude, if someone was doing that when I walked into a hotel to get checked in, I'd be like, yeah, man, good for you. Hell yeah. I don't know why it went down to the exit button. But yeah, Joker, I mean, even if Charlotte were to come by, I think we've pretty much discerned that the whole Charlotte situation, when it comes to her wanting me to play Resident Evil, I think that's a separate thing than the sub goal. Because she even was talking about just sending me... Yo, this is so funny. She was even talking about just completely bypassing the whole sub thing and just sending me the money so that Twitch and YouTube didn't take a cut from it. And if that were to be the case, and did end up crossing that bridge, it would probably be its own stream. Oh yeah, gotta get my steps in. Yeah. Dude, speaking of which, I mean, I'm not keeping track of it, and I probably should. And I don't know if the walking pad actually does. But I walked for like 3 hours straight yesterday. So I had to get a decent amount of steps in. Do-do-do-do-do-do. Fudge! What up? Welcome on in. How you doing today? What's good? Fudge, have you been doing any shiny hunting recently? And if so, what you been hunting? Doing okay? How am I? I'm pretty good. You know, I went to record the podcast with my brother today, and it was probably one of our quickest episodes that we recorded. And I'm not gonna I guess it doesn't really matter. It'll just give you guys a little hint as to what next week's episode is if you guys enjoy it. We talked about Hail Mary basically the whole time. So it was borderline just an episode as a movie review type thing. When I worked as a retail manager, I'd play Pokemon Go and be hatching mad eggs all day. Oh yeah, easy 15,000 steps in an 8-hour shift. I bet. Does I say this like it's gonna impact whether or not I play Pogo, because I stopped playing that game a while ago, but does it track treadmill steps, or does it go based off of like geolocation for the steps in that game? Because I feel like I remember when I was playing Pogo and I would go to the gym and use their treadmills, every now and then I would have an egg hatch, but it wasn't consistent enough for me to know whether or not it was because of the treadmill or if it was because I would like walk around the gym and the geolocation would track the steps that way. Not been shiny hunting recently. I kind of don't know what to hunt if I do. Oh shit. Just like knocked my headphones out of my ears. Why don't you do like a shiny badge quest? Kind of make it so that the target is just to get 6 or 8 shinies by the end of the game and not really have a specific target. Just go for like random encounters. So it has the move tracker, but I don't think it's consistent. Okay. Joker really wants me to play Marvel Rivals. Yo, Chase, what's good, brother? What's good, brother? Dude, actually, so Chase, you know how I said that I'd probably be live by 4-ish, but I got to do the podcast episode. Don't know how long that'll take. Not only did I go do the podcast, I went for a walk, and I went and got all my groceries for my meal prep tomorrow. I just demolished all of my plans for today and tomorrow. So tomorrow, I just get to wake up super early, make a bunch of food super quick, and then be done. Unlike last weekend when I sat in my kitchen for like 5 hours meal prepping. I'm not doing that again. Yeah. So we'll see. We'll see what tomorrow brings. Hopefully I'll be able to get my meal prep done like super early. And then because the podcast was as short as it was, I feel like the edit won't take as long either. So hopefully I can just like plow through the editing phase of the podcast as well, and then just maybe do like another long-winded stream. I kind of want to get the most yeah, Rod, no, I get that. To help stop people from just shaking their phones to get their steps in. Yeah, it makes sense. I feel like I need to utilize the most time that I can during the weekend because they're the only days that I stream. I feel like I would have like less of a like a, I don't know if it's like a feeling of obligation or like a commitment to making sure that I do these larger streams on the weekends. But also, so it's never a good thing to like do long-winded things regularly because you'll get burned out really easily. However, I think because the way I stream is just Saturday, Sunday with Fridays thrown in there if I can, I think because I push them all together at the same time and then I have like 4 to 5 days of rest where I'm not streaming, I feel like it allows me to do these like longer winded streams on the weekend. Not to mention, since I have the walking pad now, I'm not like sitting still for 8 hours. Dude, yeah, Chase, I don't know why my head basically hits the ceiling even without the walking pad. So I don't know why I didn't take that into consideration when I got this, because I definitely should have like kept it in mind. Because I have hit my head a couple of times on the ceiling. Like, and if I stand up too perfectly straight, I like push the ceiling tiles in. It's not even like my head just grazes it. If I hit hard enough, I can make a hole in my ceiling. But yeah, so we're about six or so subs/members away from the goal this week, which means as of right now, the stream's going to be going probably until 10 p.m. And it's going to be all Pokemon. And then, assuming we do hit the goal, if we do, I feel like there has been a decent demand for me to play Marvel Rivals. So, what I should have done was downloaded it before stream. That is what I should have done. I didn't do that, so we'll have to cross bridge when we get to bridge. Or maybe with this weekend in specific, assuming you guys would be okay with this too, because I was able to do my shopping for my meal prep today, and the actual making of the food will take a very short amount of time. Maybe this weekend, if we do end up hitting the goal, we'll just do the like Grim After Dark segment at the end of tomorrow's stream. Because I'll be able to start earlier, I can get a whole full stream in. Am I doing a shiny badge quest? Kind of. It's like it's more of like a dream team quest, probably. Or I mean, I guess it's just if I get a shiny, I'll get a shiny. I looked it up. If the app is open, it's geo-tracking. When it's in the background, it's a step tracker. Oh, that's pretty cool. I didn't know they like differentiated it. I'm also kind of just hunting for the sake of hunting in this game, Fudge, because I never hunted Fire Red and Leaf Green growing up. So I'm taking a just like taking the time to just hunt whatever I feel like it. Like I want to do a lot of game corner hunts. I want to do a lot of like the soft resets, whether it's legendaries, Snorlax, fossils. Like I've just never done those in this game, so kind of just want to play through the game as I'm playing through it and hunt what I can when I can type thing. Gotta have Adventure Sync on though, that makes sense. Syndrome Runes Giratina. Dude, you doing that hunt was crazy. I remember when that happened. So how do you do that again? Because there's like, you have to choose, right? You have to choose between like a Giratina, a Dialga, and a Palkia egg. Is it like post-game stuff, or is it like a glitch thing that happens? Want to hunt Snorlax, but it also makes me want to throw up. I win 23,000 for Snorlax and Heart Gold and Soul Silver. Well, I mean, think about it this way. If you do it in Fire Red and Leaf Green, you've got, like, what, 6 games running? You just save, like, 1 tile away from the choice. You can do it literally as soon as you hit Violet City. Oh, what? Really? Oh, you use the DNS servers to get Arceus. Gotcha. Part of me wishes that I never sold off my 3DS capture cards, because I would love to do Heart Gold, Soul Silver hunts again. But, you know, I mean, maybe in the future I'll just, like, buy a bunch of old school DSs with the kits to make them capture cards to do it again. Void glitch for the Hall of Origins Arceus in order to get 2 for the double hunt. Ooh, nice. Oh, wait, so you mean that you get to choose 1 per Arceus? So, like, if you somehow, let's say, like, you got the Arceus from the DNS server, then you use the Void to get to the Arceus again. Is there another way to re-trigger the Arceus event using Ace so that you could potentially hunt all 3? Bum 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 bum. Do 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 do. Ba-da-da-dum, ba-ba-ba-da-ma-dum. Bum bum. Bum bum dum bum bum ba-dum bum bum bum. Do do do. 1 for Event Arceus and 1 for Hall of Origin Arceus. Gotcha. So you gotta be picky. There's always gonna be 1 left out. I feel like if I were to do it, I'd probably do Giratina and then maybe Palkia. I feel like I like Palkia more than I do Dialga, especially the shiny. I don't know. To me, shiny Dialga is kind of weak. Yeah, the sprite form is better. I really... they're never going to do this. But I think it would be really cool if, like, eventually we got a, like, a legacy Pokemon game. Not to the sense where, like, we go back to a different, like, an old region or it's a retrain of an old game or whatever. But, like, it's a brand new Pokemon game done in a legacy setting where, like, everything is back to the sprites. Yeah, that's a good idea, Chase. If you have both for it, then that's perfect. You know what you could do in theory then, Chase, is you could technically double hunt Giratina and then do Dialga in one game and Palkia in another. Oh, I'm an idiot. See, if I read your message properly, then I would have gotten that. Chase, you know what you should do? That's exactly what I'm doing. No, I didn't see that, Ra. That's really funny. Oh, maybe that's what you guys were talking about yesterday. I got so confused. Because at first, I thought what you said was you guys convinced Vinny that he reset over his shiny Charmander. And then you guys corrected me. And then I thought you guys were talking about how the chat convinced Rich that he soft reset over it after full odds. Now, it sounds like Rich's chat was convincing Vinny that Rich soft reset over full odds. It's okay, we're both from Michigan. Yeah, that's true. It's crazy, but it's true. That is really funny, Raw. It's the Flint tap water. I live nowhere near Flint, just to be clear. Flint scares me, though. Flint scares me. You live closer to Ohio. I think depending on the location in Ohio, that might be the same for me, but it probably isn't. Actually, I might be equidistant. I might be the same distance away from Flint as I am from... Actually, no, I think I'm closer to Flint. I don't know. I'm pretty far away from Flint, though, so... You can be in Toledo in 30 minutes? I cannot do that. I wish I could. I can be in Canada in like 30 minutes. Or like 45, but still. Dude, one time I was seeing a girl in Canada, and well, first off, we all know that didn't go well because I'm not currently seeing her. But that was like years ago. That was like, how long ago was that now? Was it post-pandemic? I feel like it might have been post-pandemic, but like relatively close to pandemic. Hell yeah, Raw. I actually went to North Carolina not too long ago. It was, I went to North Carolina on a trip. Was it last year or 2 years ago? It was 2 years ago, I think. I love North Carolina. No worries, Raw. They have a decent mall in Toledo, and that's it. Yeah, it wasn't even Toledo that I would go to. I went to... Shit, why can't I think of the town? It's the town that connects to... First off, love Toledo. But... Or, no, I'm sorry. I was thinking... When you said Toledo, I was thinking of Toronto. 'Cause I've been to Toronto before in Canada. I've been to Toledo as well. But we're talking about different things. Yeah, dude, there's a... Dude, the place that we went to in North Carolina, there was this... I can't remember what the name was off the top of my head, but it was this, like, bespoke, grandma-owned, cinnamon roll place, and all they had were, like, artisanal cinnamon rolls. And they were the best. They were so good. And if you guys are in North Carolina or around there, I'm trying to remember like what town specifically, but there's a cafe that we went to called Seeker's Coffee. Delicious matcha. Very good. Yo, Normandy, welcome back. How was the work call, other than long? But yeah, Chase, they were so good. I think the last one that I got, because I can't remember if we got multiple, but I know that the last one that I got was a cookies and cream cinnamon roll. Oh my god, it was so good. It had like crushed up Oreos on it. This was back when I was like fat. Like fat. Eating nothing but sugar. Actually, that's not true. I was still thin at that point, but it was the descent into me gaining a lot of weight. Always just troubleshooting. I work in tech support for medical device. Oh, cool. I don't work in tech support, but I work in procurement for hospitals and stuff, so I've probably had to deal with an order with whatever medical device that you that you tech support with. Bum bum bum. Do 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 do. Bum bum bum. Zol Live Fest. No, I haven't. And it's Live Vest, not Live Fest. I can't read. But no, I haven't actually. So I do think I've worked with Zol though. Is it Zol Medical? Is that the company that makes it? Because the name sounds familiar, but the Life Vest itself doesn't ring a bell. But I'm pretty sure I've done... Oh, it's a wearable defibrillator. Oh, then I guess I've seen it or heard of it. I just didn't know that's what the name was. Zol Medical. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I've worked with them for a couple orders over the last 4 years. Do 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 do. The stuff that I do is more back-end business stuff though, because I just like work with invoices and stuff like that. Speaking of food, did you get my text about the new Crunch Wraps? Yeah, no, I did. I was in the middle of my walk, so I couldn't. My brain chose to not want to multitask at that moment, and I figured that you would have swung through stream, so we could talk. Excuse me, so we could talk about it now. Dude, when I told you that these Crunch Wraps were tiny, I said get 2. I definitely should have told you to get 4. I mean, that's ridiculous. Having to order 4 of one item to be sufficient. But chat, so Taco Bell today's like my cheat day, because I'm still well within my calorie restraints and hitting protein and whatever. It's just I eat instead of meal prep. Taco Bell just added these chicken nuggets. These like the chicken nuggets that they have. They added them back on the menu, but in a Crunchwrap Supreme. And I saw the pictures and I was like, this shit looks gas. This shit looks so good. So I ordered one and it got to my, it came. It was literally like this big. It was like literally this big. And I was like, are you kidding me? That's like a bite. And they're like $3. And I was like, are you kidding me? That's it? Yeah, exactly. Chase, he's like, dude, I'm small and that wasn't enough for me. It's crazy. They're so tiny. They are pretty good though. They are pretty good though. Do I think it's worth having to buy 3 or 4 of them? No. But they were still good. And I'll probably still try the other flavor tomorrow. So get 3 because I'm a fat ass. Got it. I mean, not even because of a fat assness. It's honestly just because it's not filling. There's nothing there. I mean, let me do the math on it. If they're... I think they're like 230 or 320 calories each. So, yeah, it's well not worth the calories, probably. Bum, 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 bum. It was just a normal 7-inch tortilla, which is wild when the Crunchwrap tortillas are right there. Honey mustard is way better. That's what I assumed. But when my parents were picking out the food, I was like, just get one of them. I don't really care which one. I'll try the other one later. And they got the Chipotle one. Or as my dad likes to say, Chipotle. Because for whatever reason, his brain can't comprehend saying Chipotle. He has to put the L before the T. Making me want Taco Bell? Hell yeah, my job is complete. This stream is brought to you by Taco. Could you imagine? Could you imagine? Honestly, dude, Taco Bell, they gain my respect and then they lose my respect just as fast. They need to keep those chicken nuggets on their menu year-round. I'm so tired of them adding good menu items that are just limited time only. I'm tired of it. Yeah, no, I bet, Chase. Taco Bell's so good, though. Those chicken nuggets were like a macro cheat code, though. It was like a 5-piece or a 10-piece or something. It was like 470 calories and 48 grams of protein. Wild. Dude, yes, I miss it too. The only thing that I really get from Taco Bell now, because it's like it fits within my macros and it's still healthy, is I'll get their Cantina Chicken Power Bowls. Yeah, damage plan, yeah. So it's a walking pad and a standing desk. So yeah, I'm getting my steps in for the day. And to top it all off, I've got 2 switches hooked up to the same controller. So I'm on efficiency cloud 9 right now. Welcome out to the stream. How you doing today? Dude, everything is so expensive at Taco Bell now, though. Getting back on track. Like, my Cantina Chicken Bowl I get with, like, light sour cream, light cheese, light sauce. Basically anything that's just, like, unnecessary calories. And then I get double chicken, and that shit is, like, $12. Asteroid level green screen. Yeah, I could. That's so funny. Get the steps in while gaming. I will say, and this is just something that I've noticed from having a standing desk. If you have to use your desk at all, it's not the stable, it's not like the most stable thing ever. And it's probably just because, you know, top heavy, it's like on a little sway arm or whatever from being lifted up. The physics just isn't there. But if I like tap my desk, my monitors like shake back and forth. So it is good for like controller gaming, I guess. But when it comes to actually using your keyboard and mouse, it's pretty obnoxious. And maybe it's just because I'm as tall as I am. Like, I mean, my desk is as high as it goes, and I'm still like having to lean over to use the desk. So that might also just be me and not the desk itself. But ooh, you got a 15-minute break? Hell yeah, Normandy. The Cheesy Gordita Crunch is probably the best thing, other than the Crunchwrap Supreme, that is a year-round item. My favorite Taco Bell item, other than the chicken nuggets, because those are goated whenever they do have them, and the nacho fries, because come on. But in terms of like an actual like burrito or taco or whatever, the beefy crunch burrito from like 12 years ago or whatever is by far none the best burrito I've ever had. That was back when they had like the flamin' hot like the flamin' hot Fritos. Those were like my favorite. And they kind of tried to bring it back last year. You're only 5'10". Yeah, I'm 6'4", so 5'10" would be like literally anything shorter than me is perfect for these desks. I'm just egregiously tall, and they kind of just stop at this height when it comes to standing desks. Yeah, beefy 5-layer burritos are also goated. But yeah, they tried remaking it last year. They brought it back, kind of, but not in the same way. They basically took the beefy crunch burrito and were like, we're gonna make it a grilled cheese burrito now. But when they make it a grilled cheese burrito, they like overload the inside with cheese and the outside with cheese, and it becomes overly greasy. It just wasn't the same. Chase is over here like... Oh my god, they brought the quesarito back earlier this year, and I was like, oh my god. Nature is healing. And then they immediately took it away. They also, this blew my mind. When they brought back the quesarito, they also brought back volcano sauce. Damage plan. He's just making a joke because he's not tall. So you saying that you're only 5'10", he's like, only? No, Normandy, I don't think there was too much cheese. I just meant it wasn't the same burrito. Like the beefy crunch burrito wasn't a super cheesy burrito. At least it ain't Vinny height. Maybe a bit uncalled for. No. You know, good for Vinny though, he owns it. And honestly, if I were, I would own it too. I remember it was at my buddy Chris's wedding, and I made a short joke. And I was like, "Oh damn, dude, I'm sorry, I shouldn't have said that." And he was just like, "No, dude, what are you apologizing for? Like, this is I know that this is my life, and it is totally fine." 5'10's average. I think 5'9 or 5'10, somewhere around there. Yeah, here, Chase. I'm gonna text you a picture. I showed stream yesterday, but I think you had already left at that point. Do 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 do. Chase, I just sent you a picture. That's me and Vinny. Picture you must have met here. I'll just show you guys, I guess. It's just a picture of me and Vinny at PAX years ago. You see if the camera will pick it up this time. Yesterday it had a problem focusing on it, mainly because my autofocus isn't on, but there's a drastic difference. This was back in 2020, right before the pandemic struck. Yeah, it's not the same thing though, Normandy. Like dude, preach it from the rooftops that there is never enough cheese, but sometimes it just makes something not what it is. I did have to slush a lot at MagicCon, yeah. I do that naturally though, and I don't know if anybody else that's taller does this. It might just be me because I'm socially awkward and I hate standing out, but I just naturally have like bad-ish posture because like I don't like to stand out. Beat Platinum in my Genlock this morning. On to Soul Silver, almost back to Gen 5 where I've lost 4 times. Dude, I attempted a Genlock and I think the furthest I got was... do you guys remember? This was a while ago. I can't remember if it was the second gym leader of Heart Gold Soul Silver or if it was... or I don't even think it was Heart Gold Soul Silver. I think I did it in straight up Gold and Silver. I like did the true first time around games, not the remakes. But yeah, dude, it got to the point where I was beating Pokemon Yellow in like 3 hours max. And then getting to the second game and then just getting wiped for the dumbest reason ever. And then I gave up on it for now. I think eventually it'd be a cool thing to come back to. But also, I don't know how you guys are doing Genlocks, because the way that I thought that you had to do them was that if you lost your Nuzlocke in, like the newest, like in whatever newest generation you're going to, or that you're in, you have to restart all the way from the beginning. If you lose, you go back to Gen 1. Yeah, that's what I thought it was. So it just got obnoxious on stream having to repeat it. Sounds good, Chase. You know what, chat? I'll be right back. I'm gonna go change into a pair of shorts because walking in long joggers was not a good idea. I'll be right back. All right, I hath returned. Oh, thank you, Damage Plan. I appreciate that. Yeah, I have sold off a handful of my collectibles over the years, but I still have a good decent amount of them. Yeah, Normandy, that sounds sick. Oh, you stream every morning? Dude, hell yeah. That's commitment right there. I would do that, but one, I'm not a morning person. And two, my job starts at like 7:30. So it'd be pretty rough. Like, I tried to convince myself to wake up at 6 so that I could get exercise in before doing my work, and I always sleep until like the last second. Like, I have to sign into work at 7:30. I will wake up at 7, turn my computer on, log in, and then go back to bed until 7:30, and then just roll over and click my sign-in button and then get to work. Oh, you work one... Okay, that makes more sense. Yeah. That's still really cool. Just trying to record some Omega Ruby. Was that one I haven't played? But when I checked my recording after I finished it, it was really choppy. Ooh. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe... It's possible, just depending on the settings that you're trying to play at. You might have been over encoding, assuming you use OBS to record your stuff. Because I know sometime if you use OBS and your CPU starts to get overworked, it compensates by like cutting frames. $3 p.m. to 8 a.m. So I got all that time. Dude, dude, I wish I had a job where I could like just do whatever I wanted. The amount of work, and by no means is this a complaint, just in case for whatever reason my employers are watching me. I like the work that I do. But, and I know that it's self-inflicted because my bosses tell me that I need to stop stressing about the numbers so much. But I just feel like there's literally constantly endless work. And even though the stats show that I'm doing enough work, I always feel like I'm not doing enough because of how much there is to do. I don't know if that makes any sense. Should I do comp or keep doing quick play? Joker, are you warmed up? Are you vibing right now? If so, run comp. If you're vibing and you don't want that vibe to die, quick play. Because I know the second that I start playing comp anything, I start ripping my hair out. Switch from working 5 p.m. to 2 a.m. to working 6 a.m. to 3 p.m. I'm now a morning person. It doesn't mean I like it. I had like so at my job, they just started doing this thing called spotlight checks or whatever, where in our team meeting, they're going to spotlight one of the people in the teams so that everybody can get to know them a little bit better. And some of the things were like this or that questions. And one of them was night person or morning person. And I said, my actual answer was born to be a night person, forced to be a morning person. That's true. Quick play is hell just because people don't either take it seriously or, you know. Or maybe it has something to do with it. I'm more nervous about all the tryhards. That is true. I try to avoid playing any competitive games the first week and the last week of every season. 15 is up and we're understaffed as always, so there's calls holding. I'm here, but less interactive. No worries, Normandy. Hopefully the calls go well. I'm sorry you guys are understaffed. I appreciate you vibing and hanging and lurking. Yeah, that's also a good call from Normandy. Try running OBS as an admin so that your CPU prioritizes it. That's a good call. Do. Ba-da-dum bum bum bum. Ba-da-dum bum bum. Ba-da-dum bum bum. Do 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 do. Yeah, and with the new hero out, they might throw. Yeah, that's true. It's always rough. I also, like, I hate playing games as soon as new characters come out, because then I'm just like, dude, I don't understand how their kits work. I just started, I got back into Valorant recently, which, you know, props to myself for allowing myself to play video games that aren't streamed or for content purposes. Finally getting over that, you know, that all that shit we talked about yesterday. But, so we're playing, right? And they had this new agent called, shit, what's his name? It's some sort of play on words for music. I can't remember what it is off the top of my head, but one of his kits is a concuss that is also a like a noise dampening thing. And I thought it was just a noise dampening thing, and I'm in the middle of a comp game and I'm just standing in the middle of this dude's kit and I just get bopped and then swung and killed because I'm stunned and I can't do anything. It's so annoying. CC always sucks, I know. That's all my stuff, i.e. cleaning, lobby, checking emails, laundry. Usually have like 12 hours of downtime between actual work, so I'm gonna try and play around with the settings. Hell yeah. That's sick. I would hate Jeff Alton Rivals then. Yeah, doesn't he like eat you? He like goes underwater and then pops up and eats you. And then you can like throw him off the map. I watched a fair bit of early season Marvel Rivals on streams. I just never played it for myself. He can eat his team and the other team. That's crazy. I forgot about the eating your own team part. Bum 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 do 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 do. Alright guys, when do you think we're gonna get one of these starters? What are you guys thinking number-wise? To keep it in perspective, we're only... what would this be? 573 encounters in on Charmander specifically, so it's still pretty early. And then we're at 1,573 encounters for Bulbasaur. I've played Overwatch for years, suffered enough, yeah. Oh, I was about to type a year. You don't think we're gonna get it until next year? That's so funny. But yeah, I mean, my whole thing is, my problem with those games is and I feel like I wouldn't have that problem anymore because I've kind of corrected my spending habits for the most part. But anytime there's a free game that has microtransactions or in-app purchases for aesthetics, I just drop too much money. I mean, like, I stopped playing Valorant for 3 years. The game's 5 years old, right? So I played for the first 2 years, and within those 2 years, I spent almost $6,000 on skins. It's just bad. Rivals has a lot of free cosmetics, if that helps. I mean, a little bit. But like I said, I think I broke that habit of spending money on stuff like that because I don't really do it anymore. So I could probably play the game and be fine. My problem is going to be Guitar Hero is coming back. And I'm going to drop so much money on DLC songs. Wait, Guitar Hero is coming back? That's crazy. I had no idea. That's so cool. Dude, Guitar Hero 3, that was my shit. That was probably the only game that I got better than my cousin at growing up. And he still talks about it to this day. Every now and then we'll start talking about Guitar Hero, and he'll just be like, dude, you would absolutely cook me. And I can't do it anymore. It's called something different, but yeah. Oh, well, I mean, regardless of the name, that's still gonna be really cool. Can't do it anymore, though, with Guitar Hero. I'm way out of practice. I used to, in Guitar Hero 3, or maybe it was like Guitar Hero Best Hits, I could do Through the Fire and Flames on Expert. And I cannot do that anymore. I do not have the coordination that I once had. Sweet Child of Mine on Expert without looking at the screen. That's crazy. Hell yeah. That is so sick. Also, guys, what do you guys think of the anime Jack of All Trades? I started watching it with Chase earlier today. We watched like 3 episodes, I think, or 2 episodes. And we don't know how to feel about it. I'm assuming it just gets better the more that you watch it, but as of right now, it feels like an anime that you would just like put in the background. It just feels very basic. I mean, like, the idea of it is cool, but from what I've seen so far, it's just like a super basic show. Ba-da-doom, 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 boom, ba-da-doom. My friend's 18th, he hit Through the Fire and Flames on Expert. Great memory. Yeah. Dude, it's such a peak moment in a lot of people's, like, childhood memories. Being able to finish Through the Fire and Flames on Expert is, like, it feels like you're being inducted into, like, the Hall of Fame. Like, the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, even though you know that you're not. Matthew, what up? Mr. Walking Nerd, howdy do? I'm pretty good. Getting my steps in for the day. Shiny hunting some starters in Kanto. I'm chilling, though. How you doing, Matthew? I'm not alone. Are you also walking at the current moment in time? Charmander can suck it. That's so funny. Are you hunting for Charmander right now? If so, how far deep are you? Hell yeah, Ra. That's what's up. I'm glad it's fixed. Or it appears to be fixed. 10,363 encounters? Yo, Chase, you better not come back to chat. That's crazy. If Matthew hears how fast you got your Charmander, he's gonna blow a gasket. The blowtorch music. He fell over. That sounds like other stuff was involved too, though. That doesn't sound like it was just a Guitar Hero party. No, I'm pretty sure he got his Charmander in 1,400 encounters or somewhere around 1,500. Yeah, not me. Chase Rockets. He's I think he went AFK for a little bit, but he was in chat earlier. Did Discord send out the notification, by the way? I should probably check. I feel like it hasn't sent out like half of my notifications. Why is it not alerting when I go live on YouTube? It's like only showing the Twitch side. I have to work with the Me6 bot or whatever it's called for Discord. Because it's supposed to send out a notification for when I go live and when I go live on YouTube. That's very weird. Maybe it's a setting that I have on my stream. It shouldn't be, though. Let me check my stream settings. Yeah, no, it's public. So, well, and you guys are here in chat, so obviously it's public. But that's very weird that it just like never went and notified anybody. What's really weird though is that it doesn't notify when I go live, but it notifies the second that the video is done processing. It used to alert for my lives though, so I don't know what happened. Honestly, what I can do is I can just change the message on my Me6 bot to where, because I'm pretty sure that for the most part I'm going to be going live on YouTube and Twitch. I can just add like the YouTube URL that takes you to a live. So like I can probably just do that worst case scenario. But it's just weird because it would do it like half the time, and just recently it stopped doing it. Had a light storm last night, but the snow's melting. It's the mud season when the snow goes away, but decides to come back. Yeah, the Michigan has been really obnoxious recently. Yesterday it was 70 degrees. Today it's like 20. It's so stupid. I can't wait for it to be over. Bing, bang, bing. Bum, 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 bum. Do, do, do. Do, 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 do. Ba, ba, do, do. Do, 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 do. First Twitch person coming from YouTube? What do you mean? Like I was the first Twitch streamer that you watched? Hell yeah, that's dedication. There are very few people that followed me over to Twitch when I left YouTube initially, years ago. Do. Bum 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 bum. Do 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 do. Yeah, no worries, Damage. Go get your infinite, dude. part of me misses Snap as well, and then the other part of me just goes, dude, stop overwhelming yourself with trying to come back to stream with a bunch of different games. Yeah, Fudge, I think you did find me from some of my YouTube videos. I know Joker found the stream from when I used to post TikToks regularly, doing like TikTok Let's Plays and stuff. Went to Michigan once to Marysville in January, and the gas lines on my car froze. Didn't know you can't have less than a quarter tank when it's that cold. Yeah, it's obnoxious. It is obnoxious. Speaking of which, I should probably go fill my gas tank just in case it freezes again, because I am currently at, like... I'm probably at a quarter tank, to be fair. So, I'll probably go tomorrow morning and get it filled, because I can't really leave now. Do. Love those calls. People angry about billing when billing isn't here. I'm like, man, I don't even have access to this out of your account. Yeah, some of the stuff that we have to deal with, and because I mean, my position is kind of like expediter too, or not expediter, but like kind of customer service. But very seldomly do I have to make those kind of emails or those phone calls. Welcome back, Chase. How art thou? Boo-boo-doo-doo-doo. You're 95, dude? Hell yeah. Get those last 5 levels. I remember the first time I hit Infinite in Marvel Snap, I did it. It was actually kind of crazy. But it was also like the season where they had like that broken, I mean, I made a video on it. It was like the broken Galactus deck. I hit Infinite in like legitimately 2 hours. The Crunchwraps heard me talking shit, so they kicked my ass. Yeah, no, it definitely sucks, Normandy. I get it. Don't know what to make for dinner? You got options? What are your options? Dude, I can't wait to meal prep tomorrow. It's going to be so easy and so rewarding. I'm going super easy on the meals this week. Chicken bowl, chicken bowl, chicken bowl, chicken bowl, chicken bowl, chicken bowl, chicken bowl. Get people disputing charges saying they didn't stay here, only to forget that we require a copy of your ID to be put on the FOIA. Yeah. Hey, we didn't stay here. I have legal documentation that shows that you were here. What are you talking about? Rice chicken flavor, pot pie chicken, the big one, chicken nuggets, or I can have barbecue pulled pork leftovers or burritos. Honestly, pulled pork sounds good. Pulled pork sounds good. My parents are going out to a restaurant and they're bringing me back some chicken fajitas minus the fajitas. So at some point during the stream, you're going to see your boy eat a plate full of roasted peppers, onions, and chicken with a little bit of rice and a little bit of beans. Beans, what the what? Yo, they're finally bringing Sheets to Michigan, and I am beyond ecstatic about it, dude. For the longest time, the only way that I could have Sheets is if I drove like all the way to Philadelphia. Sheets is dope, dude. I love the fact that they just have like this massive customizable menu. Like I'll get like an everything bagel chicken sandwich with some of their like voodoo seasoning and some other spicy seasonings, and top it with some pickles and some spicy sauce and all this stuff. Oh, it's just so good. Ugh. You're from Wheeling. I mean, there's nothing wrong with going out there. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying it's rough. If I want sheets, I gotta drive like 5 hours. That's all I meant. That's true. I mean, I wouldn't go to Philly all the time, but Pittsburgh definitely. Pittsburgh also has I forget what it's called. It was some sort of like a Korean street food place. That was delicious. They're all over Ohio. Are they really? Wait, actually, wait, no, you're right. I think there are a couple of them, but back when I went to Pittsburgh, I think it was before they started adding them everywhere. Because I do remember going to one but the ones in Ohio, this is why I forget about the ones in Ohio. Those ones, I have gone to them, nowhere near the same like quality. Like the Pittsburgh ones were top tier. Then you hit Ohio, and it's like, okay, this is starting to feel more like just a gas station. Then there's one right now. There's one right now in Michigan. It's in Romulus, and it is gas. And I don't mean gas as in gas station. I mean, it is as close to the sheets that I would have in Pittsburgh. And it's still a decent drive away from my house, so I can't go there regularly. But they're finally, like, opening one later this year. A little bit closer to my house. So I'll be able to go there on, like, my cheat days. What are we talking about? Sheets? Yeah, so Sheets, it's a... Think of it like, have you ever had, like, a Wawa? Or, I think... Is there a different one than Wawa? From, like, the South? Think of it like an elevated, like, 7-Eleven. It's like a really, really good fast food chain that also happens to be a gas station. Jollibee. Jollibee's Filipino. And this one's less of a, the Korean street food place that I was talking about, it's less of a chain, but it is more like fast food type thing. Oh yeah, Buc-ee's is another... kind of similar. I think that's also kind of in its own echelon. Used to go to a shop called Penzi's Spice when I was in culinary school. That sounds sick. But anyways, I mean, Chase, if we're ever hanging out, I'll take you. I mean, I'll take you to Sheets, dude. There's one in Romulus, so. But yeah, dude, I love their chicken sandwiches. They're so good. And they have like breakfast burritos, and oh, it's just so good. Gotta walk the Pittsburgh Strip and try some of the street food. Some of the best chicken on a stick. If I'm ever back in Pittsburgh visiting my buddy Drew, we'll have to go. It's the only times that I've been to Pittsburgh. I went once for Drew's birthday, and we drove like way out from like any kind of strip-ish area. And then the second time I went back was for his wedding. So we didn't really do too much exploring. How's Mr. Drew? Does he still stream? I don't think he streams anymore. I think he's good though. I think he's been doing well. We were talking about this yesterday. I need to do better about reaching out to my friends on a regular basis. But I think he's pretty well. Do. Do. think I might take a break from walking for a little bit. It's doing that thing yesterday where the treadmill's starting to feel really warm. Watch One Piece Season 2. Wait, did they release the live action Season 2 already? Trying to connect my Game Boy operator and it's giving me issues. No worries, dude. Yeah, sure, dude. Go ahead. Rip off that Band-Aid. Sorry, I was messaging my friend. Heard it's amazing. Yeah, I'll probably give it a watch too. Took a picture with the Rocky statue when I was there. Did I? Wait, I went there as a child. I don't know if I took a picture with the statue then. I know I didn't the other times that I visited within more recent years. Saw the chopper part in the trailer and I lost my mind. I bet. I'm so glad that the Twitch notifications are working again today, too. That was so weird yesterday how all of the tests would work, but then when anybody would actually send a sub on Twitch, then no notification would happen. I had no idea, like, why. Because it just randomly fixed itself today. What kind of dog do you have, Normandy? Charles, what up? Welcome on in. How you doing today? Turn off my notifications on laptop, but keep them on mobile. I've been joining Discord calls lately, and I keep hearing that beeping sound from other channels. Wait, why would I blame you for Twitch's notifications not working? I wasn't talking about people not getting notification that I'm live. I meant like literal in-stream notifications. Joker dropped like a 5 gift sub yesterday on Twitch and like the notifications on stream just didn't happen. And then I was like, what the hell? So I tested the notifications and they worked. And then I was like, okay, so I'll gift some subs and see if it fixed it. It didn't fix it. And then randomly today, it just started working again. Wanting to update my IRL Yu-Gi-Oh deck, but cards be expensive? Dude. TCG right now is just not a safe space. I feel like it doesn't matter what game you play, it's going to be pricey. And if I say that, my friend Chris will pop out of nowhere and go, but Digimon exists. I know, Digimon's cheap. I know. German Shepherd Corgi mix. Ooh, let me see. That sounds adorable. Oh my goodness. Adorable. So cute. What deck are you running, Charles? I've been so tempted to get one of those the new sets that are out in Japan right now with the border breaks and like the full arts and stuff. But the boxes are pretty expensive for what you get. They're like 150, 100 something, 130 bucks. And I feel like the amount of cards that you get is so little. It's like what, 4 cards per pack? Yeah, keep dropping pet pics. That's awesome. I love seeing dogs and cats. They're adorable. Why I play TCG for Pokemon on the app. Can't collect cards because every time I head to the dollar store, I'd be picking up a pack or two. I mean, hey, if you can find packs, go ahead, dude. I can anywhere. Boros Mitsugiri or Mitsurugi is what I'm building when I do Fiendsmith. The tract is like 30 bucks. Ooh. Yeah, I unfortunately don't know much about Yu-Gi-Oh! Beyond the 5Ds era. That was where I dropped off of the Yu-Gi-Oh! Plane of existence. The only reason I would get back into it at this point would be to collect, and collecting TCGs right now is just unbelievable. Beep boo. Rup-a-boom. Doo 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 doo. Bum 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 bum. Your basic junk food, that's funny. On the upside, with the new modern legacy deck sets they are selling, it's much easier to get into Return to the Game. Oh, that's true. Honestly, I just can't get behind the pendulums, the links, even the Exceeds, like the XYZs or whatever they're called, the Exceeds, the black border cards. Even those were like out of my wheelhouse. The second Synchro came into the scene, I was like, I can vibe with this and the tuner cards. And then they moved on to the Exceeds, and I was like, ooh, you know what? I think I'm going to be sick that day. And I've been sick ever since. Oh, he's so cute! Yo, Riku is adorable. Is Riku named after the Kingdom Hearts character? Right? Is that Kingdom Hearts? I think it is. Sound like me talking about Commander and Magics. I so prefer Classic. Dude, I love Commander, don't get me wrong. It is so hard to... Unless you're just, like, proxying everything. Dude, building a deck is so expensive. No, Final Fantasy. What was I thinking of? I could have sworn there was a character in the Kingdom Hearts universe that went by Riku. Or you know what? Maybe I'm thinking of, because there's like, Kingdom Hearts has a fair bit of crossover with Final Fantasy characters, doesn't it? Maybe, because I'm not even thinking about it from a game standpoint. I'm thinking about it from they had like a Kingdom Hearts manga that I used to read. Or maybe I'm just misremembering everything. Oh, okay. I got you. So there are two different Rikus then. I never got super into Kingdom Hearts or Final Fantasy. I did have a couple of the manga growing up for Kingdom Hearts, which is why I remember Riku from that storyline. But I think I've played like maybe 15 minutes of a Final Fantasy game. And it was like one of the originals. I think I had whatever Final Fantasy game they had on PlayStation 1. I remember my dad came home one day from the bank, and in a grocery bag, he had a PlayStation 1 and Final Fantasy. And I was like, I don't know where you got this or why it's in a grocery bag, but hell yeah. Favorite dad, best dad. Hot take, I thought Kingdom Hearts 1 was the hardest of the Kingdom Hearts series. 7, 8, 9 in Tactics, then it was 7. It was Final Fantasy 7 then. I was gonna say 7, but I didn't want to sound stupid in case it wasn't on that game. But that was the first thing that came to my mind, so I'm pretty sure it was 7. Kingdom Hearts 1 was pretty, it was an interesting game. That was the only Kingdom Hearts game that I have played. I played it on stream years ago. You stopped after Synchros 2. Yeah, the game just got too convoluted for me. I will say, though, the new, like, border break cards that they released with, like, the Grandmaster rarity. Dude, the, Stardust Dragon Grandmaster is gorgeous. It is so cool. Try 10. Maybe we will eventually. Maybe eventually we'll play it. I feel like Charlotte's going to be controlling any of the single-player games that I play for a while. She was talking about legitimately just throwing money at me the whole year to get me to play through Resident Evil. So I feel like I feel like my single-playing games for the year are going to be tapped out. You think your Game Boy operator might be cooked? No! That sucks. Do you have the software downloaded for it? Yeah, 7 was the first one that I played and the only one, and I barely played it. You know how when you're a kid and, like, you kind of just play the game and you exist, and you don't really try to progress in the story? You just kind of roam around and experience the world. That's kind of what I did in Final Fantasy when I was a kid. You did a platinum trophy run of 10? That's dedication. The lights don't turn on and the software doesn't detect it at all? What the hell? That sucks. Also, it's been an hour and a half, so I'm gonna chill on the walking for now. I'm gonna take a little bit of a breather from it because I'll be walking later too. Give me 1 second, chat. Let me reposition my desk and my chair and my stuff. Hello. Your Soul Silver didn't arrive yet? That sucks. Hopefully it gets there soon. To run around and enjoy the world is what you did with Chrono Trigger. I don't think I've ever played through Chrono Trigger. I have it on Steam. It was on sale one day and I picked it up and I had the intention of playing it. And then that thing happened where I was like, hey, I'm not streaming this, so I can't justify spending time playing it. So hopefully I can get around to it someday. You heard Chrono Trigger? Yeah, we're talking about it in the YouTube chat. Got a lot of characters, I bet. That may be your favorite game of all time. Really? My cousin kind of feels the same way. He has like an original in-box copy that's still sealed. And he really only like hunts down and buys those when they're games that he truly loves. I feel like my dinner should be here relatively soon as well. That was the other reason I wanted to take a break from walking. You still have your cartridge, but it's not in box. I feel like that's a lot of people, though. You know what I was thinking? I was talking about this earlier, actually, with Chase. It kind of sucks, but a lot of the games that I used to have growing up as kids, I don't have anymore. As I grow up as kids, plural. As a kid growing up, I don't really have too many of those games. The only ones that I've held on to for the most part are like all of my original Pokemon cartridges for the Game Boy. But like my XD Gale of Darkness, my Coliseum, my Smash Bros. Melee, my brother sold them. And you know, I mean, I've obviously forgiven them since then, but I've just never been able to rebuy them. And now, of course, they're like stupid expensive, so I probably won't have them for a while. He was also just like a little kid and he didn't understand. But it was pretty rough. I like left to go to a friend's house for the weekend and I came back and I wanted to play Coliseum. And I was like, where the hell are my games? And my brother was like, oh, I sold them so I could get this game. And I was like, you sold my Coliseum and my XD and my Melee? Yeah, Gale of Darkness is on the Switch now technically, so that's good. But, you know, having the OG copy is preferred in my collection at least. I mean, I have the XD GameCube. That GameCube right there, which I think those are my original memory cards from when I was a kid. That is the XD GameCube. So it would have been nice to still have the game that went with it. Yeah, I was talking to Chase about it this morning, dude. Those games are so expensive now, and if you can somehow get your hand on the bonus disc for was it XD that had the bonus disc or Coliseum? I think it was Coliseum. That bonus disc alone is like $200, which is just insane. Stupid and stopped playing Pokemon before high school. Yeah, I mean, I definitely also traded some games away too as a kid to get the newest Pokemon games. The Pokemon collection, though, I've been able to rebuild. I still have my copy of Heart Gold. I have my copy of Soul Silver. I've got 2 copies of Sapphire, Ruby, Emerald, Fire Red, Leaf Green, Black White, Black 2, White 2, all the 3DS titles. Dude, games being multiple discs is such a throwback. Yeah, it was definitely Coliseum though, Charles. I'm pretty sure, yeah. Plus, I think it's pretty cool that there was a Japanese version of it that you could get where instead of Jirachi, it was Celebi. It's crazy, dude. Coliseum has the bonus disc. I was fortunate enough to get mine in 2018. Yeah, Chase was flexing on me this morning where he got his copy of the bonus disc for like $40 or $50 or something like that. Talking to my kids one day and mentioned disc and they'll be like, what the hell is that? Yeah, we're already... Dude, that was one of the funniest things I've ever experienced. So I obviously grew up with VHS, right? I've got a cousin who was born during the DVD era, and I was having a conversation about VHS tapes, and they said that, and I was like, how dare you make me feel that old? And at that time I was only like 15. I was like, how dare you? What do you mean you don't know what a VHS tape is? Yeah, it was rough. Never bounced back. I'm still thinking about it to this day, obviously. Dude, speaking of VHS, it's just like a testament to how far technology has come, dude. VHS tapes and like the players used to be like $500 back in the day. Do you know how much $500, if you take into consideration inflation, is now when the VHS was popping? Those things were so damn expensive, dude. Yeah, or a cassette tape. I'm sure that if we brought up cassette tapes, she would have been like, what the hell is that? Tomodachi Life. Yeah, no, I know. I heard about that. That game is really, really hard to find. That'll get you a mid-range TV now. I know, right? Insane. Youngest brother was born in 2018. Imagine how I feel. The kids never experienced the time before everything was on a tablet or smartphone. Dude, your youngest brother was born the same year you got the bonus disc. Let that sink in. And then this is where in post-production I put a picture of a sink outside of a front door. Let that sink in. Honestly, I should do that just for the bit. Like have a button on my stream deck that's ready to go that just pops up a picture of a sink whenever I say that. It was the year I left the military. Let that sink in. It seems like you made a couple of good decisions that year. Costs like $100. No, I mean the bonus discs are like $200 now. And Chase got it back when it was like 40 or 50. Youngest brother was born in 2014, right around the time stuff was switching. Yeah. Or did you mean it costs $100 now, like VHS players? Oh, you meant Tamagotchi. I don't know why I'm hopping between like 4 different conversations. Yeah, $100 for Tamagotchi is insane. I was looking it up the other day, and I don't know how well you can see on the camera, but like right here, these 3 Marios back and forth, like back to back. It's the gold Mario amiibo, the silver Mario, and the gold Mario amiibo. Both of those gold Mario amiibos are from the initial print run before they remade them. I looked it up. Apparently, the first print run, they're worth like $200 a piece now, which is crazy to me. The silver one I don't think is worth anything, though. But the gold ones, the original Walmart exclusive ones, those are pretty expensive. Even the old Digivices are going for $150, $200. Yeah. Dude, my buddy Chris loves Digimon. I would not be surprised if he started hunting down the OG Digivices. Yo, we were talking about Yu-Gi-Oh! Earlier. Do you like Bear Walker's stuff? Because I know they have Yu-Gi-Oh! Skateboard collections now. The only reason I mentioned that is because yesterday we were talking about this in stream, but Bear Walker now is not only doing skateboards, they're doing a super limited guitar release in collaboration with Yu-Gi-Oh! And it's Red Eyes Black Dragon's head as the body of the guitar. There's only going to be 25 of them, and they're $12,500. If I was rich, no one would know, but there would definitely be signs. I would have that guitar immediately. Also, it's funny because I signed up for notifications about the guitar before they announced how much they are. And so now I think it's really funny that I'm going to get an Inquisition email about like, hey, were you interested? And I'll just be like, bro, 12.5 grand? Are you kidding me? Yeah, Charles, if you check it out, it's Bear Walker. That's the brand. They did all like the mystery pack skateboard collaborations with Pokemon. So if you've ever seen like those Charizard or those like Pikachu skateboards, it's them. And they're now doing Yu-Gi-Oh stuff too. They're just now releasing their second Yu-Gi-Oh collection when it comes to skateboards. And now they're also doing guitars. It's promising to me for their future because eventually I think it'd be really sick to own one of their guitars. So I hope that this guitar run goes well for them and incentivizes them to do more in the future. If I had money, I'd get that like right now. Exactly, that's what I'm saying. If I was rich, nobody would know, but there would be signs. There would definitely be signs. You guys would see that Red Eyes Black Dragon shaped guitar sitting in the back of my office for the rest of time. You know what I think would be a really cool design? I don't know exactly how they would go about doing it, but if they made a guitar that looked like an over-exaggerated, like scale-wise, if they made one that was like the Dark Magician's staff. So like the base of the guitar, the body of the guitar was like the tip of the staff, and like had all like the flourishing visuals, and then the neck of the guitar was like the rest of the staff's, well, the arm of the staff, or however you want to describe it. That'd be pretty cool. Or the Kaiba core. Yo, if they do end up making a Blue Eyes White Dragon guitar, if it isn't distributed in a Kaiba Corp guitar case, they have missed the mark. That would be iconic. I had this really cool idea for if I start getting back into, because when I do get back into painting, I'm going to be doing content on it as well, because we kind of have to, you know, as artists, you kind of have to do that kind of stuff now in order to grow. But I had a really, really cool idea for a... I'll just run the idea by you guys. Let me know what you guys think. This would obviously be way down the road after the art brand has like built up its own following and has people that would be interested in this kind of stuff. But I was thinking that in the future, once I have a following that wants to buy prints, wants to buy merch, wants to buy whatever, what I can do is I'll set up like a monthly subscription program, and each month they get an exclusive print of like a new piece of artwork that was made specifically for the membership platform. And then during that, one of those people that are part of that subscription has the chance to win the original piece that I do for that month. So like as an example, we'll just go full screen so you guys can see it. Like this, if this was the example, I did this years ago, so it wouldn't count. But like, let's say I did this piece specifically for that month, and the people that sign up for that subscription service would get a print of this for free because it's part of that membership platform thing. But one lucky person that's part of that would just get this for free as like part of the subscription. Just one lucky person every month would walk away with just like an original painting. What the hell am I doing? I'm like tabbing out onto the wrong platform, on the wrong programs on my computer. There we go. Oh yeah, I'm not talking about YouTube memberships. I mean like, so as an example, I already have the website. I already have like my domain and everything for my art brand. So it would be a subscription service that's done through my website. And it wouldn't be a contest because it would just be like a randomly distributed giveaway. And I don't think that's the same thing. Maybe it is. I don't know. I'd have to think about the legality behind it. But yeah, so I mean, if you guys can go check out the website if you want. There's like nothing on there to purchase or anything. It's really just a portfolio site for me right now, but it's akaenigma.com. That's the website. I still need to work on getting more prints and stuff like that, but as of right now, it's really just a portfolio site. Something similar to the Pat site. What's the Pat site? Oh, Patreon. Gotcha. Yeah, I don't think they care. I don't think they care if we talk about Patreon in here. A lot of YouTube content creators have Patreons. For a second, I thought you guys were talking about Patters, and I was like, is that what he calls his website? He just calls it the Pat site? That would be really funny. Yeah. Yeah, Chase, honestly, dude, if he dropped a zero off of the guitar price, I might have actually gotten it. If it was like $1,200 for the guitar, I probably would have gotten it. So I guess it's a good thing that it wasn't that cheap then, because I probably should not be spending that much money. This is supposed to be my year of saving. Used to unbox horror games on my channel, and I tried to make it so I would give away duplicate movies to members, but YouTube wouldn't let me. Oh, really? Yeah, that's interesting. I mean, I guess it has something to do with the fact that it could be misconstrued as like gambling, maybe. Like you're like paying in hopes that you get something out of it. Kind of. I don't know. I kind of get it, how they wouldn't want it to be ran through like that kind of platform. But yeah, I don't know how that works. The way that I was thinking about it though is the person wouldn't only be getting that, right? Like as part of the monthly membership, whatever the cost of it would be, they would already be getting something out of it. So like it would be distributed to them regardless. And like they're going to be getting something just like everybody would be getting their thing. And then just one lucky person a month would have an extra thing sent out to them. And it would be a massive thing, like a huge canvas or whatever, but that was the idea. It's definitely a rough idea, and I wouldn't be doing it for a very long time because I need to build the platforms before I can do that kind of stuff, but... I just realized the gigantic, like, Pikachu Squishmallow is barely peering over the... barely peering over the couch. He's just like, hey, what's up? How you doing? A 50% deposit is required, so oh my gosh, 6.25 is crazy. Yeah, I definitely couldn't do that. There's just no way. I don't even have that much money to my name right now, just as a person. Yeah, I mean, to be fair, with only 25 being made, the guitars are definitely for a very small, like, audience size. It's meant to be like a highly expensive and highly sought after item for sure. When you work for big lots around tax time, did you have like I was it like a bonus kind of thing when working at Big Lots? I haven't heard Big Lots name in a while. I haven't seen any of those around here in forever. Chase, did I show you the Red Eyes guitar? If not, I can send it to you. I can't remember if I did or not. Excuse me. Boom, 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 boo, doo, doo. You were the furniture manager for 7 years in Texas. Oh. Oh, hang on, guys. 1 second. My cousin's giving me a call. All right, I'm back, chat. Sorry. I also think my food is here real quick, so I'm going to run upstairs really quick to grab it. I'll be right back. Yo! I'm back. Gonna try to get the shiny at 3,000. I mean, I hope it happens before then. But yeah, I'm down to get it at 3,000. Alright, don't mind me, chat. I'm gonna just try to eat quick so we can get back to chatting. Dude, I love chicken. Chicken is just so good. Like, no matter how it's served, it's just delicious. I love chicken. So what else you guys got planned for the weekend? You guys anything fun planned? After I'm done with stream here at about 10 o'clock, I think that's when we're going to wrap up. I'm going to run some Fragpunk games with my cousin. No, you got to work? That sucks.
No worries, Normandy. Enjoy your mod duties. I'll be live for a little bit. Do 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 do. Yo, Raw, that's fine. I just saw your message in the photo dump area. That's so funny. That's so funny. Do 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 do. Bum 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 bum. Besides work, you're gonna continue your shiny ground platinum Nuzlocke. Dude, that's still so cool that you're doing like a ground type only shiny Q-Charm run through. I like that. You're on site and on call 24/7. That's crazy. If I were to have to work on call and on site 24/7, I would need a huge paycheck. Yeah, that's fair. It sounds like you do have like a decent amount of free time though. Yeah, free room and board is nice too. Oh, sick, Charles. That's cool. Yeah, that's the only caveat with the Q-Charm glitch is it has to be a gendered Pokemon, so you wouldn't be able to shiny hunt something that wasn't male or female. At least I'm pretty sure that's how it works. Yo, Chase, you're predicting that I'm gonna get both of them at the same time in 250 resets? Wait, you can use the Q-Charm glitch on Giratina? Is that what you're saying, Charles? Chase is like the expert on the Q glitch, so I feel like he can confirm whether or not I'm being dumb with my statements. What Pretty sure the only legend it works for is Heatran. Couldn't it also, in theory, work for Latias and Latios? Or does Latias and Latios not actually... I feel like Latias and Latias have genders, right? Or are they just depicted as, like, brother and sister, but there's not actually gender? That's what I assumed. I would absolutely lose my shit if we got both shiny starters at the same time, though. That'd be insane. Are there any other legendaries that have genders aside from Heatran and the Lotties? Oh, that's right. Cresselia also has a gender. All right, Chase, that's funny. Yeah, I think you're right. I think Cresselia is always female. Bum 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 bum. All right, last 2 bites of food and then I'm done. Okay. I will be right back, chat. Give me 2 seconds, okay? Yeah, I mean, Charlotte's on a completely different time schedule, though, so it makes sense that she hasn't shown up yet. Alright, I'm back. Let's get to gaming. Let's get to gaming and chatting. And gaming and chatting. Oh, really, Charles? So the Q-Charm glitch only works on Pokemon that can be both genders. Interesting. That makes sense. I can see that. Do 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 do. This is probably one of my favorite tracks from Pokopia. It's just such a vibe, dude. Bum 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 bo-do-dum. Do 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 do. I haven't played it, but yeah, Pokopia in general is a vibe. This song itself is just so like, I don't know, man. The weird, like, randomly off-tune instruments while still being in tune, it just hits different. Do do. Mm 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 mm. Mm-hmm, 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 mm-hmm. It would actually, just going back to what Chase said, where he thinks we're going to get them at the same time, that would be like a generational clip. Like, if we get both of these shinies at the exact same time, that would be actually insane. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Bum, 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 bum. Alright, I did it once. We'll do it one more time just to shake the boat a little bit. We're gonna do one double Squirtle reset. If we get two Squirtles that are both shiny, I'm gonna lose my shit. Thank God. Thank God. I would have lost my mind if I got two shiny Squirtles right there. Or just a shiny Squirtle, to be honest. Beep-boo-doo. Just opened my phone and had 12 texts. Who on earth is texting me right now? Bum 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 doo doo. Didn't want to be banned. No, I wouldn't ban you, Chase. I would just be very upset If I happen to get double shinies of the only one that I'm not actually hunting right now, I would be hilariously upset. But you know what? At the same time, it wouldn't really even matter if I got Squirtle instead of Charmander. I honestly love shiny Squirtle, and I love shiny Blastoise, so it would be fine. I'm really only doing this because this gets me shiny Suicune at the end game. Do-do-do. Do-do-do. Do 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 do. Yeah, that does suck, Chase. I mean, it is a good thing that, like, they're not hard to find. Like, you can still buy them on their website for retail, so it's not like they're, like, out of stock everywhere as far as I'm aware. But it still does suck that it just, like, stopped working. It does make for, like, a pretty cool, like, cartridge showpiece, though. Yeah, moisture damage, I can see that being a reason. Like, you can literally just, like, have it be a stand now and, like, put a cartridge in there that you like. Just to put it on display. Do 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 do. Kind of glad you didn't send it to me now. Yeah, that would have been funny. Fire up stream and be like, yo, what the hell, Chase? What the frick? What the frick, dude? You sent me a broken thing. Oh no. I am seething with rage. How dare you? That's exactly how I'd go about it because I wouldn't really care. I'd be like, it's whatever. It's fine. Ah, who really cares? Boom, 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 boo, boo. I keep getting Amazon notifications, and I'm just waiting to see if it's like a return that I need to hit the account. They were just starting production, had a big back order. Yeah, dude, when I bought mine, it took forever for it to get here. I got in on the first wave, though, so I still got it relatively early. But, dude, speaking of things that took absolutely forever for production and, like, the first batch, when they initially released the Analog Pocket, I ordered mine within, like, the first batch. Dude, so long went by that I completely forgot that I had even ordered it. And that it was a thing. And then it showed up one day, and I was like, oh shit, I forgot that I got this. Hell yeah. And the FOMO wore off. Yeah, that was back in my irresponsible spending days. And now it's kind of just like I have it and it's cool and I use it every now and then. But it's like more of a showpiece now, more than anything. Dude, King Gathalion, or however you pronounce his name, he goes ballistic whenever there's a new analog drop. He buys like one in every available color. And I wish I had the money to do that kind of stuff, because that would be such a cool like gaming display case just to have like every single one of them. Because like Analog Pocket does really cool releases where they'll do like different colorways, transparent versions, ones that glow in the dark, all that kind of stuff. You can also apparently buy them on Amazon now. You don't have to get them through like Analog's website. I don't know if they're sold through Analog on Amazon or if it's just like resellers or something. Yeah, some of them are very cool. Like if I were to get another one, I'd probably get the Atomic Purple one. Just for the sake of like, because it's purple and it's like the retro Game Boy that I used to have growing up. It'd be very cool. But yeah, they are pretty expensive. The first link that pops up is Amazon's. I wonder if it's actually sold by Analog on Amazon, though, or if it's, like, resellers. But yeah, dude, no. It took genuinely forever. I'm pretty sure the initial, like, pre-order for it that I paid, it got charged out of pocket. It wasn't like a, here, put, like, a deposit down, and then we'll charge you for the rest of it. They charged me for the entire thing, and I got a bunch of add-ons. So, like, I have the docking station that allows me to display it via HDMI. Like, there's, like, a controller port that I bought for it. Their tempered, huge, thick glass screen protector, the carrying case, yada, like, the acrylic case that you can, like, put it in and shit. And I'm pretty sure that it was, like, 2, maybe even 3 years. And, like, just totally forgot about it, and then it showed up one day, and I was like, I forgot about this. And then it was like really cool for a week, and then I put it away. And really the only time I use it now is if I travel, and it's just like the Game Boy that I take to play Pokemon games or whatever when I'm like on the plane. That way if I like feel like doing some old school shiny hunting, I can just do that very briefly. But other than that, I barely play. I barely use it. When they released the glow-in-the-dark one, I tried so hard to get it because my buddy Chris was gonna buy the original one off of me so that it wasn't costing me any money to get the glow-in-the-dark one.
and I tried to get it, and the website crashed. And then when I put in my credit card information, it told me that that credit card didn't exist. And I was like, did somebody hack my credit card and they like froze it or something? And then I went down the street and I used it, and I was like, nope. So the website just hated me, and I missed out on that. Friend who barely plays Marvel Rivals got MVP. Nice! That's awesome, Joker. The Amazon link is a bad link anyway. Dude, that sucks. I'm pretty sure if I go on Amazon right now, though, I would see it. Let me see. Amazon. Analog. Pockets. Screen protectors. A carrying case. Oh shit, this is like a hard carrying case. I might actually get this. Because it's like, it's meant for the analog pocket. I bought this like leather case for it, and it just was not big enough. So I might actually pop that. Yeah, no, I mean, there is a item page for it, but they're not available right now. They're currently out of stock. So I guess they are sold through Analog on Amazon, and it's still tied to like their main inventory. Yo, Slifer, what up? Welcome on in, dude. Big Chungus, Fortnite, Keanu Reeves. If that isn't an entrance, I don't know what is. Slifer, how you doing? Do 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 do. Yeah, that is really funny, Chase. Been a minute, what's new? Recently single at the beginning of the year. Down 20 pounds after gaining 80 pounds over the last 2 years. So I just got 60 more to go. We're getting back into the content creation space. Still at my job. Trying to get back into painting. And that's essentially all that's new with me. What's up with you, buddy? Tom Holland Chug Jug Battle Pass Floss. We're speaking in code, and I don't like it. Also started a podcast with my brother about movies, so that's pretty sick. Got married, had 2 kids, gained 50 pounds, down like 10, 40 more to go. Hell yeah. Congrats on the kids and congrats on the weight loss. I'm in the same boat as you. I got to get back to where I used to be. I like how within the time that you got married and had 2 kids, all I did basically was gain 80 pounds. No, my last 2 years have been really fun too. The relationship that I was in was a good one for as long as it lasted. Dun 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 bum ba ba da bum ba bum bum. Do 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 do. God, I need a new office chair. This thing is... Dude, it sounds like gunshots, man. This thing is so loud. Next reset, there's a shiny. All right, let's see if that's real. 2368. Will it be the momentous shiny? Hit the flow state. I'm locked in. We're gonna get this shot. Look at the imprint mark that my glasses leave on my nose. That is insane. I'm locked in. Dude, my squinting made me think that Charmander was gold for a second. That would have been crazy. That would have been wild. Bow, 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 bow. Do, 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 do. Originally, I would have hit the sea lion. You good? You having a stroke there, buddy boy?
I'm desperate to stay young and hip. Nah, dude, you got 2 kids now. You're old. You're old. 30's around the corner and you have kids. I mean, hey, I'm just almost 30. Like 30 is around the corner for me, but I ain't got kids. So you are doing better than I am. I talk about that a lot, but I can't wait to be a dad, dude. I cannot wait to be a dad. You'll be 29 in April. I'll be 29 in May. Pew, 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 pew. Especially when it's at the right time with the right person. Indeed. Indeed. Yeah. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. I've kind of accepted the fact that I'm not going to be dating anybody right now. I kind of want to work on it myself, not necessarily from like a I'm not ready for a relationship type thing. More like I just want to make sure that I'm stable for a relationship. I want to make sure I can get myself in my own like housing situation. I don't want to live with my parents anymore. I want to make sure I got money in the bank. I want to make sure I'm not stressing. I want to make sure of all that because last thing I want to do is go into another relationship broke. And I understand the money isn't everything. But as a guy, I vouch, I can pretty much say with full confidence that all men think that way. Took a solid year off before I even started looking after my last breakup. Yeah. My main goal right now is to take this year, save up enough money to pay off one of my 2 consolidation loans, to obviously pay for like my brother's bachelor party, for all that kind of stuff, and then go into next year, tackling the other consolidation loan that I have and saving up for a house. So hopefully by the time I'm 30, I can potentially start dating people again. Unless it just happens. You know, I mean, life has a mysterious way of working, so if life just puts a person in front of me, we hit it off and things go well, then sure. Someone asked me, they said, okay, so you're not in this relationship anymore, you're gonna put your hat in the ring? And the way I responded was like, I think I'm gonna put my hat in the ring, I'm just not gonna let anybody know that it's there. Like, I'm not gonna put my hat in the ring and like announce the fact that I'm putting my hat in the ring. And if my hat just happens to get seen amongst the masses and picked up by someone, then we'll see what happens. But I'm not gonna like actively just be like, all right guys, my hat's out there. Because I have no like rush to get back into a relationship. Do 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 bum bum bum. Oh. Do 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 do. Taking each year to work on a specific aspect of myself. Last year was finances. This year is physical health. I think next year will be mental health heavy. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Yeah, this year I'm trying to just not really correct financial mistakes that I made within the past couple years, but long story short, I had bad credit card debt from COVID, so I had a consolidation loan taken out to take care of that, so it's on a lower interest rate. And one of the two loans is about to be paid off. It'll be paid off by the end of the year, hopefully. And then once that's done, I've got one slightly larger remaining. And I'm hoping that if I don't have the money to get a house by the end of next year, at least that loan will be gone. Because once I get rid of that loan, dude, and I know that we're like delving into personal finances, so it's whatever. Like I talked about this yesterday on stream. I don't care about talking about money. It's fine. I enjoy talking about it, so I don't care if you guys know the financial situation that I'm in right now. The amount that I pay every month to pay back the consolidation loan in itself would pay for like half of a house for me. So like, or at least a third. Like, so as soon as I finish paying that off, I'll have enough from my like monthly income from my job to be able to pay for a small-ish house. Yeah, Chase, it has you know more than a lot of people. It has been a big struggle. Very similar, but it gets better. Let me think. How much is it actually per month for these loans? I think it's somewhere in the ballpark of like $500 or $600 a month. I'm pretty sure it's like, so it's 2 payments a month of 67, and then 2 payments a month of like 190. So 380 plus one, we'll say like 124 ish. So 3D 124. It's like five something, 500 plus. 6 or 7. Man, you really are trying to stay hip. Yeah, dude. I mean, yo, the second these are paid off, I have access to at least $500 extra a month, man. That could go such a far way. And on top of that, if I could probably even like rapidly accelerate my car payoff too, which would open up even more. If I can somehow by the end of the next 2 years, like by the end of this year and 1 year following that, if I can somehow rapidly pay off all of those loans and my car loan, I'll be set. Snowball with money is so real. I know, right? Because the second you start paying stuff off and that stuff gets paid off, you can just snowball that money that was going to that thing into paying off the other thing, and then the other thing gets paid off that much faster. It'll be real nice. Went to Ohio on a work trip and hit the gritty as soon as I landed. Crazy. That's crazy. You guys, this is such an old tweet. This was such an old tweet. I'm pretty sure this was back still when it was Twitter and not X. But do you guys remember the picture of Joe Biden? He was like fumbling out of Air Force One, or like fumbling out of his jet. And I quote tweeted the photo, and I just put, "He's widowy hitting the gwitty." That was peak tweet. That was peak meme tweet from me. Everything went down since then. Widowy hitting the gwitty. But yeah, so just to break it down for you guys, just again, because I don't care about talking about finances. Back in July of 2024, I took out a $25,000 consolidation loan to take care of credit card debt that I had, because it dropped the interest rate from like 31% all the way down to 9%. So it cut the interest rate in thirds. If I were to have paid like the minimums on those cards, it would have taken me 40 years to pay them off. Not an exaggeration. So with this consolidation loan that I did, it's not a consolidation loan with like a bank or whatever. It's I'm loaning myself the money from my retirement fund. So the interest that I'm paying on it is also going back to me. So the interest that I'm paying is 9-ish%, but I'm gaining the interest back in my retirement account, and it doesn't pull from the account. It's like a loan, so I'm not getting hit with any of those like fines from pulling out of my retirement early. It's all within the confines of the loan.
with my 401k. Well, technically 403b in my instance because I work for a nonprofit. But so I did that 2024, July 2024, like right after 4th of July. I think it was like July 7th when I did it. And since then, I've paid off, I think, like 6, and I am going to make the joke, like 6 or 7,000 out of the 25. So I'm hoping that by the end of, there's like 4,000 left, or there's like by the end of the year there will be about 4.4k left on one of the loans, and I'm hoping I can save enough to pay that off completely by the end of the year, and then the next year will be to pay off the other one, which at that point will probably have about 12 grand left on it. Because if I just did the minimums, it would get paid off in 5 years, which is way faster than 40 years. I don't know if you guys know the math behind that. Paying things off in 5 years instead of 40, that's a lot faster. Saves you 35 years. Yeah, so I'm just hoping that I'm able to rapidly pay it off. And as of right now, dude, since I'm not in the relationship, I'm not like anything. I don't really do anything other than like work and go to the gym. So like the amount of wear and tear I'm going to put on my car is very minimal. I literally haven't even, I think I've had to fill up my gas tank one time since January. And that isn't an exaggeration. I think I've had to fill up my gas tank one time. So that alone, I was spending like $200 a month on gas. Now it's down to like maybe 40 every 2 months. But yeah, so I'm just hoping that I can get it paid down, because the second that it is, dude, I'll be in such a better financial position. And then other than that, the only other loan that I have is my car and my college. And college is kind of just that thing that will always be there, so I'm not worried about that. Like I'll pay it off eventually. But my car payment is like $250 something a month, and it has, I believe, 4 years left. And there's like, I think it's like 9,000 left that I owe on the car. Really working on getting a good down payment on a house. Chase, if you haven't bought a house yet, there is a if you haven't gotten a house yet or anything like that, there is a first-time home buyer where you don't really need a down payment. It obviously messes with the like the amount that you pay per month, but depending on what your income is, you could technically get a house without a down payment. Gas hit $4 a gallon. That is insane. I need to fill my gas tank. Actually, we were just talking about how I haven't had to fill it in 2 months, but there's like 80 miles left on my car before I have to fill it up. And it's like kind of dangerous to leave it that low right now in Michigan, because we never know when we're going to get another like blizzard just randomly hit us out of nowhere and freeze my gas lines in my car. So kind of got to make sure I have that stuff filled. But just had to pay $60 to fill my tank last night. That's diabolical, dude. I mean, I drive a 2017 Malibu, Chevy Malibu, and I guess when I go fill up my gas tank later, which by the way, guys, I might not stream until 10. The only reason I say that is because one, if we do hit the sub goal today, I'll probably do that tomorrow. Like, we'll probably do the extension stream tomorrow because I don't have anything downloaded on my computer. So we won't really have the means to do that. But two, I just got randomly winded. It might be like I put myself in a mini food coma after eating dinner, but we'll see. I'm not ending soon by any means. I just probably won't be going until 10. So I'll probably run out and get gas, and we'll see how much it actually costs. But, oh, Chase, that's right, Chase. I totally forgot about that. I forgot about that because you drove that to Chicago. And I was like, dude, I literally have this car. I just got this car. And I think the only difference, right? I think yours is a rear-wheel drive car. Is yours rear-wheel drive? I'm pretty sure that was the only difference because mine was front-wheel drive. And mine was a 2017. I think. Or maybe mine's an all-wheel. I think mine's front-wheel, though. Yeah, yours is a rear-wheel. That was the only difference. Because I'm pretty sure mine's front-wheel drive. Which is not amazing, but it's not bad either. And I think technically it's a little bit better on gas mileage, just ever so slightly. But yeah, I haven't filled up my gas tank recently with the huge gas spikes, so I don't know exactly how much it would cost to fill my car, but it normally only costs like maybe like 36 bucks or something to fill my car. So wait, Chase, if yours costs 60 bucks, dude, oh my god, I'm screwed. I'm so glad I'm not burning through gas right now. That would kill me. Dude, I forgot that we had the same car. I remember that though, because you picked me up from the airport and I saw you approach and I was like, yo, he's got the same car as me. That's so weird. Glad you live 2 miles away from work. I live 2 steps away from work. I get to wake up and go turn on my work computer. Slifer, what do you do for work? And I hope whatever you do drive for work, you're getting compensated for. I can walk if I want. I've had to because I've lost my keys before. That's so funny. Slifer does sales. Oh, that's right. You do sales. Yes. I remember that. What was it? You did say that you do sales. But what was it for specifically? Oh, you didn't say. For well drilling. Nice. Dude, imagine being a door-to-door door salesman. And then you approach the house to try to sell them doors and you go to knock. And you're just like, damn it. And then you go to the next house. Just take their door. Then they have to buy one. Yeah. Take their door, sell a new one, profit. Resell the old one. More profit. Sell their door to their neighbor. Dude, that'd be so funny. You like rip the door off the socket, sell them a new door, go to the next door over there like, isn't this their house? Isn't this their door? And you'd be like, I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what you're talking about. This is a new door. You want it? You want a new one? Call someone anonymously so they kick down the door. No. Bad idea. Yes, for legal purposes, do not do that. Dude, I don't like the idea of apartments, but I'm like, I have Redfin downloaded that has a bunch of places that are currently available and stuff, and they'll send me notifications whenever there's new listings. There's a couple of apartments that I'd be tempted to get, but I really don't like the idea of apartments. But these ones are like not super expensive. This one is a 1 bath, 2 bed. It looks like $900 a month, which could definitely be doable, but at the same time it's like, I don't know if I really want to do that right now. After your last one, yeah. I mean, my family and I, we moved into a condo for like a year, which isn't exactly the same as apartments. But after that, we were just like, hell no, we're never doing this again. And ever since then, I've stayed with a couple of friends in their apartments for like a night here and there and all that kind of stuff. And like, I really just can't vibe with them anymore. Like, or not even anymore. I just never could. I don't like it. But at the same time, with the housing market the way that it is right now, if I really do want to have my own space, I might have to start in an apartment. At that price, you get a house. If you can find a house for $900 a month, dude, sign me up. I will go right now. And well, as long as it's in a safe neighborhood and it's not a piece of shit. Because like the houses that I've been finding are like minimum $1,400 a month, which compared to other states and everything isn't even that bad. It's just out of my range right now. $1,100 a month, but I bought at the perfect time. Dude, if I could get a mortgage for like, I think I need to make sure that I have at least the one consolidation loan paid off, because as it stands right now, and it might have just been like a couple of fluke months, I have like about $1,000 of money that isn't spent on bills every month. And like, obviously, it's not enough to be able to move into a place like that, but I do have a side job. Like, I get paid for my brother for editing and stuff like that, so I do have a little bit extra money, but like, then I wouldn't be able to afford food. So I need to wait until one, if not both, of my consolidation loans are paid off to really be able to move out, which kind of sucks. Get as much saved beforehand so I have a better footing to work with. That's true. That's very true. Very, very true. Then again, I feel like the interest rate right now on houses isn't even that bad. Yo, chat. Tell me why I called a credit union to try to refinance my car. And my car is at like a 8.9% interest rate or something like that. And I have really, really good credit. I have an incredible credit score. Absolutely phenomenal credit score, if I might say. Well above average. And I called this credit union, and I'm not going to say which one because I'm not going to put them on blast, but I called this credit union, and I was like, hey, can we figure out a way to refinance my car? And I want to either have the same payment, but have it be paid off in 3 years rather than 4, or you keep it the same term length, and we just shave off a bunch of money. Because I'm like 99% sure that with my credit score, I can get a 5% interest rate. 1,500 to 3K, and you don't pay for utilities. Oh yeah, I guess that's not bad. That's not bad, Ra. Also, welcome back. Anyway, so I was talking to this credit union to refinance my car, and they responded back and they said, yes, your credit score is like very good, and typically we would approve you for like 5%, but our cutoff for approving 5% interest rates is cars no older than like 2023 or something like that. And I was like, you mean to tell me that if my car is 4 years old, you can't approve a 5% interest rate? And my car's a 2017, and it's a Malibu, and it's in great condition, and there's nothing wrong with it, and I barely drive it, and I'm a very safe driver. What are you guys worried about? I've never missed a payment. In my entire life of having credit, of having loans, I have never missed a payment on anything. I've never defaulted. I've never anything. I understand, like, your bottom line, whatever, it makes sense. But criminal that you couldn't, like, because they offer me the exact same interest rate that I had right now. They were like, oh yeah, well, we can refinance you at a 48-month term, but it'll cost you $20 extra a month. And I was like, wait, okay. So you want me to re-sign, you want me to
take out a loan with you guys to pay off a loan that I have, and it's going to be for the same length, and it's going to be for $20 more every month. I want you to look at me in the face and tell me where the logic in that is lying. Like, where is the logic? In what universe would a person want to re-sign for the same term that's already existing and pay more money every month? Dude, you have 41K on your car? That's incredible. I mean, to be fair, I drove like a maniac when I got my car. Not in an unsafe way, but like long distance. Like, I got my new car and I immediately drove it all the way down to North Carolina. But yeah, anyway, so I didn't re-sign my car. I didn't refinance. Yeah, my car's at like almost 120K. And I got it like I got it in 2024 at like 70,000. So within 2 years I put like 50,000 miles on it. Yeah, I'm just hoping that within the next, because if everything goes according to the way that it has been for the past like month, I should be able to set aside like 10-ish K by the end of the year, which means that I'll be able to pay for like my brother's bachelor party. I'll be able to pay for my suit. I'll be able to pay off my one of the consolidation loans and still have like 2-ish, 3-ish thousand to carry over into the next year. And then hopefully I can set aside at least $1,000 every month, have like 15 grand by the end of the year, and then just pay off the rest of the consolidation loan. And then hopefully spend my 30s saving up to be able to have a down payment for a house. Been to Columbus and Kentucky a couple times, but other than that, I barely drive, yeah. Bum, 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 dum, bum, dum. Do 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 do. Just asked me out of everyone who followed Ash on his journey, who had the strongest Pokemon. I said Brock because of his Krogunk. Dude, his Brock was insanely strong, but you know who was even stronger than the Krogunk? Happiny. Happiny was like unbelievably strong. If we had better infrastructure and I wasn't in a small town in the middle of nowhere, I'd probably never drive. Yeah, I obviously with my walking pet, which actually, what time is it? It's 3 o'clock. I'll do a little bit more walking. I only did like an hour and a half today, so maybe I'll do another hour and a half to finish off stream, and then we'll end a little bit early just because I am starting to get tired. And maybe it's because of the walking. Now that I'm thinking about it, but let me go ahead and set that stuff up real quick. 1 second, chat. Anyways, what you were saying, I love walking. Like, I don't think I'll ever live in New York City, but one of the things that I would love about living in New York City is being able to walk everywhere. I love walking through towns.
New York City was so fun to walk last year. I went to New York City at the beginning of this year, and it was hell because of the weather. It was unbelievable how bad it was. It was like walking through a blizzard while it was happening without any of the snow. It was so frigid. But other than that experience, I love walking through New York City. But Krogunk was aura farming on Dialga. Hapini moved a mountain. Hapini, like, picked up... like, Hapini borderline moved a mountain. Got rained out horribly on our park day for Go Fest. There was a double rainbow. Dude, I love double rainbows. They make me feel like there's hope. You have a pic of the New York City skyline under the rainbow? That's awesome. Oh, that's such a cool pic. Post that in the server. I want to see it. You know what I love about the walking pad? And it might just be a me thing. But I also just feel like it's because I get really tired easy nowadays. It doesn't mean I can fall asleep easy. I just get exhausted. Excuse me. One of the things I like about the walking pad is it forces me to stay awake. Because, like, if I'm just sitting here listening to lo-fi and, like, pressing buttons, I start zoning out and I start getting tired. Since I'm on this walking pad, I'm kind of forced to keep my brain active. Drove from Texas to North Carolina. That was a long trip. Yeah, that is a long trip. It's pretty hazy because all the clouds and rain, but it's there. That's still sick, dude. Bum bum bum. Oh, this actually looks more like... I need to see what the actual floor plan is. This one does look like... This one looks more like a house than it does an apartment. Oh, no, it's an apartment. I got so excited for a second. I was like, oh, damn, this house is only $1,000. And it's in a good town. Oh, that is so cool. Dude, hell yeah. Dude, there was one time I was on the way to DTW, the airport here, and it was in the middle of like a rainstorm, but we drove underneath the most vivid rainbow I had ever seen. Like, the colors were so saturated, it felt like if I reached up and grabbed it, it would have been like an Airhead or like one of those, like the sour strip candies. It was insane. I've never seen such a vibrant rainbow.
I got the double and a small clip of the changes in the sky. Ooh. Remember growing up, we paid like $800 a month for rent for our house in West Virginia? Dude, I really wish I was born like 2 generations prior, and I could just buy a 6-bedroom house on the lake for 17 cranberries. Those were the days, dude. Now it's like, oh, you want a 1-bed, 1-bath? That'll be 1 arm, please. Just be lucky I'm not taking a leg as well. That is pretty cool, though, Raw, that your situation, you can, you get free room and board, basically, for your job. That's really cool. $1 million. Yeah. Oh, you want a house? That'll be your firstborn. Oh, you don't have your firstborn yet? Get busy. I need to start charging my rent, or my cat rent. Lazy ass. That's so funny. Did I say car? You start charging my cat. I can't read. I'm pretty sure I said cat. Then I started thinking, did I say car? Anyways, the other thing that kind of sucks for me is that, like, I feel like if I were to move out, I want to be able to pay for the whole thing on my own. Because I wouldn't want to be stuck in a situation where, if in the rare case that I got a roommate, I wouldn't want to be reliant on someone else's income in case they decided to move out and then I'm screwed. And also, I feel like unless it's a future partner / wife, I don't really want roommates. I don't know. Call me selfish. Maybe it's because I've been living with my family for so long, but I personally just cannot wait to have my own space. And I understand that renting is probably more feasible nowadays. Plus, it's convenient because then you don't have to deal with, like, if your utilities break, that's on the landowners, like the landlords or whatever. But I hate the idea of just, like, renting a place and having my money go to nothing. Get somewhere you can hold down by yourself, and having a couple roomies. Yeah, having roomies does help, and it is nice having people around. But at the same time, like, dude, I don't know what it is. I cannot wait to have my own place that is just my own. But yeah, like, as an example, whenever I do end up with someone, you know, have a wife, have kids, whatever, I want to make sure that my family is able to have a roof over their head off of one salary. One, so that our quality of life is better, because the other salary can be used on other things as well as fun things or whatever. But I hate the idea of having something as serious as a living situation be dependent on more than one person. Bum 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 bum. When you get rich, just don't forget your boy. No, I won't, dude. Ain't no way. I also don't think I'll ever be rich. I don't think I'll ever be rich. The only rich part about me is the laugh. Because for whatever reason, every now and then, I have the rich laugh that everybody makes a joke about. Every now and then I do that. I don't know why. I think the closest to rich that I'll be is if I visit him in Georgia.
That was a good one. Yeah, I'll be here all week. That can be kind of hard to do though, especially when you have kids. Oh yeah, no, for sure. I just mean like, so like as an example, like me, partner, have kids. I would probably already have the house though. And if the house can be taken care of by one person, then the food portion is something different, right? So if I have enough of an income that covers the cost of the house plus whatever to do like groceries and stuff with, then the second income can also be part of, you know, the food and all the other kind of like life expenses that a kid would bring to the mix, if that makes sense. I just don't want my living situation when it comes to a house exclusively, not including groceries or anything else like that, but I wouldn't want the house to be so expensive that it takes both like incomes to cover it. Because I think like statistically and number wise, your house shouldn't exceed like more than 33% of your monthly income. It should be like less than a third, which is kind of hard to do now in this day and age, to be fair. But I think especially with a double income, it's possible to do. But I feel like as long as it can be covered by one person, if it needed to be, then that's better. In Texas, I rented both sides of a duplex for my family and my mom and my younger brother. Well, I think that's also different too. Like renting out to family is a little bit different. But just in case something happens, it lets you have a buffer. Yeah, exactly. That's what I mean. Like, so if, as an example, let's say that I pull in enough money to cover, you know, $1,000 a month house, which isn't going to be much. It's going to be like 1 bath, 2 bed, right? It'd be like $1,500. We'll say that. If my partner also brings in an extra $1,500 a month, instead of us spending $3,000 a month on a house, and we're, you know, spending $1,500 a month on the house, if she loses her job or I lose my job, we're not completely screwed out of like losing a house. I can get a part-time job in the meantime to cover the food, or she can get a part-time job in the meantime to cover the food, if it were to come to that. I feel like living outside of your means is unfortunately one of the things that the United States as like a country does. I feel like a lot of people live outside of their means, and I did for a long time. And it's taking time to correct the mistakes that I made back in like early COVID and before. But I'm very glad that I don't have the same mindset that I did before on money. Because before my mindset was, debt's just, you know, debt is going to be there regardless of what I do. So I might as well just enjoy my life. And now I'm paying back. I had to grind to fix that. Yeah, dude. My main hope is that over this next year, because honestly, what I might do, because I talked about ending stream a little bit early today, what I might do is I might just stream until 8 o'clock tonight, so half an hour more, which I am sorry that today will be cut a little bit short. It's still a 4-hour stream, which I think is a fair, decent amount of time. What I want to do tonight, though, after I finish streaming, is finally start to clean and set up my office so that I can get back into painting. Because, dude, if I can somehow take... If I can somehow take the 2-year process that I have planned in my head and cut it down to 1 year by selling some paintings here and there, selling some prints, maybe selling off a little bit more of my collection just to be able to save more and rapidly pay things off. Dude, I feel like I could be so set. Here for the whole thing? Hell yeah, you were, Raw. Hell yeah. And we're still streaming tomorrow. Just because I end early today doesn't mean we're not going to be streaming tomorrow. And there is still the potential of us having the bonus variety tomorrow, since the sub goal does apply for the whole weekend. So we'll see what happens tomorrow. But I think what I might try to do tomorrow too is get as much, if not all, of the editing out of the way beforehand and do all my cooking and everything. That way I can start stream at like noon instead of at 4, and then kind of just stream all day, hopefully. So yeah, I think what we might do is whichever one comes first, whether it's you know, the 4-hour mark when it hits 8 o'clock, or if we hit 2,500 encounters, just so that we can end on a solid number. Gonna be working on a video today? Hell yeah. Look forward to it. Look forward to tomorrow. I'm really hoping that I get one of these shinies by the end of the weekend. I probably won't, but who knows? Crazy, it's been 4 hours already. I know, right? Yeah, I'm not sure what it was. Maybe it was my dinner. But I just... Dude, I got so tired after eating that. Want me to hunt on your copies? No. Nah, I want to get these myself. I think what could be a really fun hunt, though, is that maybe trying the EV reset hunt in XD. Nice little 45-minute nap was worth it. Dude, I wish I could nap. I can't. I'm slowly becoming the, like, I'm slowly being able to do it more, but it's still so difficult for me to nap, dude. For me, if I go to take a nap, I need to know that I have, like, 3 hours to potentially waste. Because what'll either happen is I'll lay down for the nap, and I just will toss and turn and not fall asleep and give up after, like, 45 minutes being wasted. Or I will fall asleep immediately, randomly, but I won't wake up for like 3 or 4 hours. It won't be a nap. It'll just be sleeping at that point. Do 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 do. You're watching a video. What video are you watching, Chase? Dude, speaking of, just because we keep circling back to the whole money conversation, I am so looking forward to this next month, though, because for my job, the way that we get paid, April is going to be a 3-paycheck month for me, which means that I'll be able to set aside borderline just an entire paycheck plus 1. So, like, yeah, I look forward to that, dude. It's going to be sick. I'll probably be able to set aside close to like $2,000 or something this upcoming month, which will be so nice for this debt payoff thing I've been talking about. Just getting that upper hand. Which honestly, depending on how fast I'm able to save up a certain amount, I might just pay it off before the end of the year. That way that stuff can start rolling into the other stuff as early as possible. Decided to do XD resets. I also need to start the EV hunt. I know we're talking about shinies and Kalo and XD. The resets are just so long in those games. I know. I feel like it could be kind of an enjoyable thing on stream, though. I don't know how it works, though. Would I be able to... Because technically both of these Switches are on the same Nintendo account. Like, they're both the exact same, like, under the exact Nintendo account. Would I be able to access XD Gale of Darkness on both of them at the same time? Or no? I don't know how that works. Because, like, I know the only reason that I'm able to do these is they're both two different titles. Plus, they're downloaded games. They're not part of the online service. So I'm not sure. Yeah, I don't think Coliseum is on the Switch yet. I think it's just Gale of Darkness. And the unfortunate thing about it, too, is that it's not a downloadable game, so it doesn't have compatibility with home. So anything that you do in Coliseum on the Switch is stuck there. Which, I mean, to be fair, it's kind of stuck on the original one anyway, because you can't... Can you still technically... I mean, I guess you could transfer it up through the old games. I just don't know how easy that would be to do nowadays, because you need to transfer it from the GameCube to your Game Boy Advance, from your Game Boy Advance to Gen 4, from Gen 4 to Gen 5, from Gen 5 to Bank, from Bank to the newer gens, from that one to home. Wish you could bring Shadow Lugia over. Dude, if they... You know what would be really cool? Is if for Pokemon Champions, you were allowed to transfer from Gale of Darkness into it to use it. I think that would be so comical if you could use Shadow Lugia in, like, a competitive team. Wait, can't you just keep Shadow Lugia? Chase, am I forgetting something? I thought you could keep Shadow Lugia. And you just didn't have to purify it. Oh, that's what you mean. You just want it on your other games. Yeah. I think it sucks how you can't have it, like, transferred over. All right, guys, last 10 encounters for today. I am sorry that I'm cutting stream a little bit short, but I do kind of want to be able to start my whole painting stuff this week. I've been saying that for the last 3 weeks, and every week something different comes up and I have to postpone it. So I want to make sure I have all that shit set up so that when Tuesday comes, I'm actually able to start. Have I played any ROM hacks? I have. I did a lot of Emerald ROM hacks with custom Pokemon and like type swaps and stuff like that. I did some of, like, I played through Pokemon Sweet, and I tried playing Pokemon Sweet Tooth, but Pokemon Sweet Tooth, when I tried to play it, I don't know if it's been fixed, it crashed like every 3 seconds. So I canceled that let's play. Other than that, I'm trying to think. I think I played Phoenix Rising. I don't know if that project was ever completed. I don't think it was. I played the demo for the Spectrobes GBA ROM hack. That was a phenomenal ROM hack. Capable and willing to do things of that caliber. Look at Eternal Flower Floette. That's finally available. I know, right? I just hope that eventually we're able to get Shadow Lugia. I played Uranium a while back too, before it got completely got by the Pokemon Company. All right, guys, this is the last reset. Oh, there's a Yu-Gi-Oh! ROM hack of Fire Red. I feel like I've seen it around. I don't think I've ever played it, though. Hey, guys. It's the last one. Moment of truth. Are we going to finish the stream getting shiny? Dude, this would be a legendary. Getting it on 2,500 on the dot would be nuts. Ah. Unfortunate. All right, chat. It's a little bit shy of 4 hours, but I'm going to end stream there just so we end on a solid number. I appreciate you guys hanging out. I look forward to stream tomorrow. Hopefully, depending on if things go well, I'll be able to start at noon. I do have to meal prep tomorrow, so I'm going to try to wake up super early and get that stuff done in the morning, as well as editing the podcast. So sometime midday tomorrow, I'll be back. I appreciate you hanging out, Raw. Later, everybody. Have a good night. Bye.